Yo, what's going on, guys? Koi here. Today, we're going to be doing a master guide video on Gotenks. Now, the dope thing about Gotenks is that he is the newest tech character in the game, and we're going to be taking a look at his entire kit, talking about his build, his strategy, how to play him, and pretty much how to best utilize him to get MVP in almost every single one of your games. Now, if you guys have not seen my videos before, and you guys want to see the guide for your character, don't forget to check the description down below, so you guys can see the playlist where I have every single character that I've done in that playlist. So let's get into it. First things first, he is a incredibly technical character, which is hilarious because he is a technical character. Let's talk about it. I'll be playing clips of the different things that he does, including his moves and stuff like that, and how they work in pretty much in this video as I go through it. So first things first, we have Super Saiyan. Super Saiyan is just pretty much your base grade HP up and attack up, pop it as soon as possible, and you're good. His passive, on the other hand, is exaltation. Honestly, I do not know what that means. But the way that it works is that you get a massive movement speed to you and all your allies whenever you actually KO an enemy. Is this incredibly strong? Honestly, it just depends on if you're in the middle of a team fight and you're really just trying to capture a lot of people, which is pretty much what he does. He is a straight PvP monster. And now, Rush Attack. Rush Attack is quite interesting. It's just straight up a energy barrage attack. And the only bonus is that it does slightly more damage to enemies with a debuff status effect. How strong is this debuff status effect? And how strong is how strong does it really affect it? Honestly, I don't really see him doing too much with this, mostly towards the end game. Let's say you get Nappa, you get 16, you get Jocko. Yeah, you could do a lot of damage, but I wouldn't say this is the most amount of damage I've seen with rush attacks in the game. I would say he's honestly on the lower end of rush attack damage. His first skill is Hyper Ultra Super Combo. Now, this is very, very cool. The way that it works is it actually allows you to aim in any direction, and once you aim in a very specific direction and a person is in that direction, then he will release a guaranteed combo except for the last hit. The last hit will be the finishing hit that staggers the enemy and will warp you back to your original position. But if that last hit does not hit, then that's kind of just a miss. You know what I mean? So it really just depends on if you understand if the enemy is in a position where they don't want to move, or if you put them in a position where they don't move. Mostly the best way to utilize this is to use it as a combo finisher whenever you know that they're actually going to be running away. This is a great way to chase them down, and you also get strike defense up. But strike defense up does not actually save you from ultimates and stuff like that. So if you are in the middle of like an ultimate flurry and spirit bombs coming down and stuff like that, you will die if you are hit with this. If you're hit with a spirit bomb and stuff like that. So the number of combo hits do extend as it gets upgraded. So very cool. Last move is the second skill is Galactic Donut. Now, Galactic Donut is actually quite interesting. It is pretty much a grouping move, and some would say a peel move, which I got that lingo from one of our teammates from our last game when we were actually playing with him, and it was pretty cool. We got to play him quite a bit. Yeah, that was Yin. That's right, Yin. Yin told me peel, but this is honestly exactly what it means. Is you're peeling the enemies together or peeling them away from your teammates and stuff like that. This is a great way to actually just literally crowd control. And the higher the upgrade, the bigger the donut. Now, Super Ghosts. These are really cool and probably some of the more unique things that you've seen. They are a summon. And the way that they work is you summon them either on yourself, on an enemy, on the floor, or at an enemy, or on an ally. Now, this has multiple use cases. So let me talk about the ally one first. So whenever you actually put it on yourself or on the ally, at level 1 or 2, it will give you about like 3 ghosts each. So you walk around about 6 ghosts, and they will follow you as long as you trigger it twice. You cannot trigger it more than twice, sadly, so you can't just keep stacking ghosts until it's forever. And they pursue the targets as long as they're in your attack vicinity, which is really, really cool. You could also do the same thing with allies, which I did do with like Android 18 in one of my games, and we're able to pretty much knock it out doing that. And it was very, very cool. Honestly, very, very broken. The other part is going to be whenever you target an enemy. Whenever you target an enemy, you could just literally spam it too. And it's very, very cool. It does a lot of damage. And whenever you target the floor, they will pretty much target the enemy if they are in that position. Which, if they, go within that area. They do hit walls, so you can't go through walls. And for the super attack. Now, the super attack and the way that you utilize it is it's an absolute mortar. And it's actually very, very broken. So this is a great way to either shut down teams, to, start up combos, to enter combat. This is just an amazing thing because it actually stops your enemies from using skills and using attacks. So the way you could utilize this is in many use cases. In cases where they're fighting a boss, you could stop them from using their final attack. You could stop them from running away. You could stop them from attacking your allies. And it just does a lot of damage and sets onto their position with a lock-on, which is really, really sick. So, honestly, Gotenks is actually quite the incredible character. Even with the lack of damage, he still does a lot of work. And I would like to talk about some use cases with him real quick, just some minor ones that I'll be doing a video on. For instance, you want to pair him up with a lot of characters that do, obviously, debuff damage, which would be some things such as Deborah. Deborah is a great example. You have the... what's his name? Sorry, let me just go to the player listing real quick so I could actually give you guys a great example. So, there are some characters that obviously do debuffs. Bojack, Deborah, Goku, Kale. Not Kale. It's, man, who else? Oh, yeah, no, that's pretty much it. There are some characters that are tanks that you could also pair them up with, such as Cooler. You have Baby. You have Zamasu. And that's pretty much it. I don't think that... Oh, wait. Provoke also does count as a debuff, so you could use Kafla, which is pretty cool. The last thing I do want to talk about is obviously his build, and let's go ahead and get into it. So his build in Divine Cards is quite interesting. You could go a few cases with this. You could either be an absolute rat and just go with, obviously the strategic types and run away and play escape. But honestly, I think this is more situational than what you really want to do with him. What I think you really want to do with him is play Super Snowball. The reason I say Super Snowball is due to the fact that you can actually put your Kamikaze Ghosts on an ally and your damage will go off and do that damage with the allies combo, doing quite a few amount of damage. Such as, like, let's say Android 18 combo and stuff like that. It will just do a massive amount of damage. And I wouldn't put any defense on him on this regard. The other thing I would do for the second card really has to do with if you're going to plan on doing bosses. For instance, you could go for Boss Hunter, but this is kind of like a little harder for Gotenks to pull off compared to someone like Frieza. Honestly, you could just go for Barrier just to play it safe. In regards to, tanking those really major hits, do I think it's the best? I do not know, because honestly, you could just go for Art of the Decoy instead and really just stay out of objective, because, there's going to be a lot of other Gotenks in the games where you could also pull out of there too. And this will help you. Art of the Decoy will help you get out of those types of situations. For the last one, I think Pursuer is a fantastic one. 2 damage cards is more than enough for Gotenks, because once you land an attack on a hero with 2 different skills, by the way, Galactic Donut with the ghosts following you into a combo, you're doing quite a bit of damage, and you're triggering Pursuer with that damage as well. You could go with some more situational stuff depending on if the game's going poorly, such as limit breaking jump and stuff like that, or you could play traps and play backstab with the traps, but honestly, it's a little more situational. I would say limit breaking jump or Pursuer. Pursuer would probably be the best for that, obviously, with the stacks of damage. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys don't mind liking, subscribing, hitting the hype button and stuff like that, it's all down in the same area. I hope you guys enjoyed. Take it easy and peace out.